Welcome back to Cheyenne Country. We could go on about this gentleman here for hours. He's in the Musicians Hall of Fame, the Country Music Hall of Fame, and he's a rarity. He's a Nashville native.
I am a Nashville native. I'm born in the city limits.
That's right. From Nashville, Tennessee, Harold Bradley.
How are you, Jennifer?
Good, good. You're one of the finest guitar players in town. Now, do we owe the credit, though, to your brother Owen for that? Is he the one that talked you into getting into the guitar?
Well, actually, I heard somebody playing the banjo in Chicago, and it sounded real happy, and Owen was 10 years older than me, and so he had much more wisdom. So I said, well, I'm going to learn to play the banjo. He said, the banjos are going out of style. You got to play the guitar. I said, well, okay. So I started beating on the guitar, and then after I got to playing the guitar, about 10 years later, he said, you got to learn to play the banjo. So I played the banjo in Papa John Gordy's Dixieland Band for a while.
Oh, you can play it all, I tell you. Now, when was your first big break, I guess, in music? Was it going out on the road with Ernest Tubb?
Yeah, it was, and that's a story in itself. My brother called me, and it was 1943, and he said, Ernest Tubbs, guitar player, just left with an ulcer. Why don't you go on the road with him this summer? And I said, what, and play that old corny country music?
Oh, no.
And he said, it'll do you good. The reason I was so presumptuous was that Billy Bird had been dating a girl down the street from me, and he would come out and he would hand me a rhythm guitar, say play rhythm. He'd play electric, and he'd hand me electric guitar and say play. He gave me opportunity to play. He didn't show me anything, but he gave me, the electric guitar was new about 1938, and we're talking 1943. But we were copying Charlie Christian, the black jazz guitar player, so we thought we were above the country music, at that time, because he was playing jazz and pop.
Yeah. Well, you did really brand country music and played on so many albums that did cross over those lines and over into pop. In the 50s, when you went into the studio and became that session player on songs like, gosh, I mean, drop some names. Crazy, one of them?
Well, yeah, that was a great session. But I eventually became a member of the A Team, which was 12 musicians that carried the town from Bill Monroe to Henry Mancini with Patsy Cline and Conway and Loretta and Ernest and Elvis Presley, Roy Orbison. We did all kinds of music. I played behind 30 people that are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So I get a kick when the people are talking about they're doing some rock and roll in Nashville, because we already did that a long time ago.
He's been there and done that.
But I think it's good that Nashville is that versatile, because it can do all kinds of music.
Right. And you speak about the different kinds of music. You really have a passion for Western music as well.
Well, I kept hearing the Sons of the Pioneers growing up, and yeah, I did become attached to the music and really enjoy playing it.
I know you've been working with a fella here that we adore named Rich Price, our co-host here.
Rich is my buddy. I love Rich Price.
So you worked with him on some recordings. You were the band leader at Nashville, Tennessee, in particular, something we want to brag on.
That's true, and produced by Harrison Tyner and engineered by Tom Pick. They did a great job on it. I loved recording with Rich.
Yeah. I know Rich is a big Hank Snow fan, and so many of the old cowboys from way back when. What was the greatest thing when you were in there recording? What was the one thing that you were like, oh, this Rich guy, he's something special?
Well, I think that Harrison and I talked about it, and we didn't want him to be Hank Snow, because we liked what he sounded like when he was Rich, because he had a beautiful voice, and I think Harrison convinced him to be himself, and that was the thing that was that I really liked about it, was to see him kind of just be Rich Price.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm so proud to be sitting here with you. I know you've got a lot of shows with Mandy Barnett, and you're still playing as beautiful as ever. So right now, let's see Nashville, Tennessee, some of your work along with Rich Price.
Each time the airplane takes me from Nashville, Tennessee, I ask the Lord in heaven when my return might be. It makes me sad to say goodbye to what's all the world to me. Each time the airplane takes me from Nashville, Tennessee. I love the guitars ringing and the love the pickers send. I love the voices singing, with my heart and soul they blend. And I love the southern woodlands, the hills, the music scene, and one who's waiting there for me in Nashville, Tennessee. Each time the airplane takes me from Nashville, Tennessee, I ask the Lord in heaven when my return might be. It makes me sad to say goodbye to what's all the world to me. Each time the airplane takes me from Nashville, Tennessee. It makes me sad to say goodbye to what's all the world to me. Each time the airplane takes me from Nashville, Tennessee.